It's the night before surgery and I'm not feeling very great tonight, I have to say, and I don't know if my little one could sense that, but the long book he asked me to read was A Very Brave Bear, so that was kind of a sweet little story to read to him and to remind myself to be brave. I can't help but worry about all the what ifs and stress about if something goes wrong and all those crazy things that in your brain you know you shouldn't be worrying about. And I know I have an excellent team of doctors and I know what the stats are, and I know that, you know, as much as it's major surgery, it's also a pretty straightforward procedure, all going well. But it's really hard not to get really stressed out about it. And, you know, people think the more surgeries you have, the more it's easier, that it just gets easier each time, and it's so not true. It's hard, and you know how hard it is, and you know how tough it is because you've been through it. And part of me is really stressing about how much pain I'm going to be in and how well that's going to be managed. So it's the morning of surgery, and it's quite bizarre because I am strangely calm. Just dropping little man off to kindy. Everything's packed. And I'm actually feeling okay at the moment, but I know that won't be the same once I get to the hospital, but at least I'm not having major anxiety attacks right now. So it's quite strange though, because it actually dawned on me yesterday that having a hysterectomy actually means this is very final. We're just waiting for the anaesthetist to come in and come and have a chat to me and find out the deal. Been pretty calm up until now, but now starting to get quite anxious. I am feeling really overwhelmed with all the love and support from my friends and family and my endo sisters out there, and that really helps. And I realise I'm one of the lucky ones who has all that support, and not everyone does. So, not long to wait. So when I see her soon, I'll find out the lowdown. But I do know they removed what was left of my all of my uterus and my cervix. They decided to remove the cervix, I know, because endo likes to hide behind there. It's higher risk to leave it in for me, because if I had to come back and have it removed at a later date, that surgery is a lot harder to do. All in all, she's quite happy. Quite happy with how well I'm looking and feeling this morning. It's probably the best I've recovered the next morning. Pain levels are under control with pain drip, so that's helping. So I get to go up to the ward this afternoon and get out of ICU, so that'll be really good, because then my little one can come in and see me. He's quite upset and distraught this morning. When I did speak to him, he was really missing me, which is hard to hear, and not be able to give him a cuddle and comfort him. That's probably the hardest bit sometimes, but hopefully once he sees me, he'll feel better about things. It's been about 24 hours since surgery, and I'm back up on the ward, and not doing too bad. Pain's not great. Haven't been able to make it to the toilet yet. They've had to bring a commode for me. It just too much pain, too lightheaded, dizzy. Getting back into bed is excruciating. but all in all doing pretty good. Finally got to see my little man. He came in and my beautiful parents took him to Build a Bear workshop today, and he made this beautiful bear for me. And he called it Cuddles, so that's just made my day. It's beautiful. And got to see my hubby, my parents and my in-laws, so that's really nice. But struggling emotionally today, and it usually happens after an anaesthetic, but day 2 or 3 you kind of get the anaesthetic blues. So I'm feeling a little bit fragile today, and a little bit lonely and isolated, which is silly because I've had visitors this morning and phone calls, but just feeling really flat and emotional and sick of being in hospital, but no, I'm not well enough to go home. The pain's really bad right now. So this is what the really crappy side of endo looks like, with so much pain. I can't stop crying. And I hold it all in because I try and be brave for everyone, and I don't want people to get upset seeing me like this. It's so hard. So hard some days. The one thing my surgeon did say when I mentioned some pain I was having today was that it's where they had to divide some adhesions with the bowel, and when they got in there it actually looked like they might have to do a resection. So I'm really lucky that they managed to divide the adhesions and not have to go down that path, because that would have been a lot worse, and you know, potentially a bag for a few months while that were to recover. Haven't needed any extra pain injections. I've just managed to cope with endone tablets on top of my normal stuff, which is really good. A little bit more mobile. Can actually go to the toilet on my own, which is exciting. And managed to wash my hair, which is just a huge thing. It's one of those things that when you feel so awful, it's exhausting to get in the shower and wash your hair, but my goodness, do you feel better afterwards. So it's 11 days post-op, and today ventured out of the house, which is a bit exciting. Went to just go see a movie with hubby and my little one, because we're all going a bit stir crazy being stuck at home. So it was really good to get out of the house, but I'm absolutely wiped out. I stupidly thought I could do a little walk down to the chemist to get a script made up afterwards, and almost passed out at the shopping centre, so that probably wasn't a good idea. But all in all, not doing too bad. Had rough day yesterday, just fatigue really set in and really flat, having a lot of bowel spasms, which always happens to me every time they do any surgery and touch the bowel. And those spasms are the worst pain that you can imagine, and so that's been a little tough to deal with. And it's really tough for one little one. He was sitting on my lap when I had one bout, and I just couldn't hide the pain, and the poor thing jumped up and looked at me with such horror, like he'd done something to hurt me. And I was trying to reassure him that he hadn't, and you know, got hubby to take him off and distract him and play, you know, with some toys. But they're the worst ones, and you know, I try and shield him so much from the pain and everything that's going on, but sometimes you just can't. 6 weeks post-op, and just had my appointment with my surgeon, and I have to say I was feeling really good in week 4. The last 2 weeks have been really rough. Last week I spent pretty much all week in bed in lots of pain. A little bit better this week, but not much. She thinks that I've got a collection of blood or free fluid in the pelvis, so I've got to go and have an ultrasound in 2 days. Hopefully can get rid of it with antibiotics,
If not, it'll be another surgery. So at this point I am keeping everything crossed that it's antibiotics and can get it under control.
So it's 7 weeks post-op now. Day before I'm going back to work. Had an extra week off because my pain had gotten a lot worse, and I had some scans done and I had a bit of internal bleeding that was causing extra pain, but that's started to settle down now. So fatigued, and my GP said to me, you know, people always underestimate how tired they are after surgery, and even, you know, months after surgery, and the effect that it has on your body. And I, of all people, should know better, but the fatigue's just, you know, really gotten to me, and I'm really worried about how I'm going to cope going back to work tomorrow.